I'm back.
I was just saying to the chat, like, this is when Chase, he didn't just go to get water. He's like feeding his cats. He's like, getting some food. He's going to the bathroom. It's like, oh god.
I did go to the bathroom. But we're back, and let me introduce, sporting the top right position. It is our player from Poland, the Protoss representing Storm Gaming. Give it up for Gerald.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of 2000 Atmospheres LE, we have the South Korean Protoss player. He is red, representing himself, but just took down the Duck of the Stars. It is a chance. Oh. So, really, like, I say that it was the wrong server and all this stuff. I mean, you're going to see the VOD anyway. The truth is that I asked them to remake because I didn't want you to miss your favorite part of PvP. Look, we lost him. We lost him again.
Oh no. yeah. You stopped talking the moment I started talking, so I thought I was saying you just want me to look like a bad person. That's why you made them remake. But yes, apologies. I return. I came back and I saw 16 out of 23, and I thought, something's not right. Don't worry.
All good, mate.
I'm back, light. You know what else is back?
What's back?
Our favorite game. Guess the 2 units from the 2 gateways.
Yeah, boy. That's it, mate. That's it. That is what this is all about. So we'll see how aggressive they're going to be. I also wanted to add as well, because we didn't really get to talk too much about it, but in that last series, Chance was able to show off. To be fair, it may have been very specific to Berlingrad, but he showed us that, man, he's willing to cheese things up a little bit or be like hyper aggressive with Mass Adept if he needs to.
Yes, indeed. And actually, we kind of see here, like, we see 2 Stalkers from one player and Stalker Sentry from Chance. So, as we saw in the last series, Chance, he was very defensive minded. He did open Sentry most of the time, but again, I'm kind of seeing a theme. We have the pylon blocks going down, but no pylon block for Gerald this time around. So.
Yeah. It's kind of interesting. Even though he did have a worker out on the map, this probe, as it's being hunted down. Oh my god, he actually escapes the clutches of this stalker, but he didn't go for his own pylon block or pylon kind of scout in a way of his own.
Yeah, and then we see now the Nexus is going down. We see a Stargate for Gerald. Something that we didn't really see all that often prior to the patch, so it's interesting seeing it right now. Oracle again, yet most likely choice. Meanwhile, a couple extra sentries for Chance, and correct me if I'm wrong, lad, but sentries aren't the greatest units kind of deflecting oracles, are they?
Nah, they're beautiful, mate. What are you on about? They shoot up.
Oh, true. But do Stalkers shoot up better?
They can. They can. But,
they can. If they feel like it, they can do that.
Exactly. Sometimes, they're too busy attacking inanimate objects like rocks. It happens.
True.
But we'll see as the first Oracle is moving out across the map. So far, quickly checking the vision of Chance. Chance did scout the Stargate. I'm a little bit surprised. Unlike his series against Starduck, he did not throw down a shield battery in his main base. But mate, he's fine. He's got 3 sentries.
Yeah, and here we go, the sentries. They're actually going to deal with the Oracle reasonably well. Okay, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. So, only costs, what, 300 gas, 150 minerals. So maybe not as dedicated defense to Graves.
He's seeing hallucinated stalkers. Let's go.
Oh my god, that's pretty smart.
Oh my god, no, he actually does try to intercept the oracles, but the second oracle will meet up with the first, but the Haluk does zone him away. Oh, I love it. Oh, it's in the sentries! Oh my god!
Shield battery being procced here by Chance, actually, and Gerald, he's gonna, he's only got 3 probe kills, but he does keep both of the oracles alive, and these 2 adepts are gonna jump into the main.
I think Chance is just dead. because these two adepts are gonna get so much damage done. And you said just 3, mate. There were 4 kills earlier, 7 in total just from those 2 oracles, and it's gonna get even higher here. Like, the economy of chance is in shambles. It's dead, mate.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Like, maybe I'm not the PvP connoisseur I know I am.
Just look at the worker disparity, mate. And Gerald is not stopping. He's even got a proxy gate across the map, and Chance now has to go all in. And he's just been spending so much energy with his sentries to try and fail it to defend at home.
But like, are you questioning me?
No.
Look at the blink. Like, the blink is almost finished.
Yeah, for Gerald?
I had to predict Chance is going to win this game. You just watch, alright?
Alright. So we can see him blink into the main. Never mind, he hallucinates stalkers on the ground instead, so he doesn't have that high ground vision. But he can tank a couple of shots.
And he can force field that rat. Has a bit of an awkward force field, actually. And these hallucinated stalkers actually tanking quite well. And
Yeah.
there's no really defensive units here for Gerald, so Chance. He's actually got a lot more stalkers than Gerald, but Gerald's blink is finished now too, and I think it's just going to come down to the micro light.
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised. I'm like, Gerald, mate, you got workers to spare. Pull the goddamn boys, soak some damage, but no, he refuses to. Oh my god, he's listening to the stream. 2-minute delay. He doesn't even care. He pulls the boys, mate, and with this pull, isn't going to be enough.
Yeah, I think he's definitely going to zone these stalkers away. There's no reinforcing stalkers for Chance, really. Oh, the Oracle does get picked off, but excuse me, Light, but can you please look at the worker count?
Oh my god,
Not
Gerald
now.
still has a lead.
Damn it! No, it's even, Light.
Nah, it is even.
Question.
Exactly, like, it was so important for Chance to go across the map and you know, the way that he did, because like he was so desperate to deal damage, and he did deal that damage. But now he's on the back foot. Now Gerald is here across the map.
Yeah, and this time Chance now kind of on the back foot, and Gerald is more. He's kind of got a bit more freedom. Oh.
Okay.
Back.
He does have a little bit more freedom.
He's got a better reinforcement point with this gateway across the map, and Chance does have the sentries that will push him away, but the Robo now finishing for both players actually, but have Chance will have his Robo finishing as well, but Gerald might be able to cancel this third base.
Yeah, exactly. There's so many stalkers here, especially with those reinforcements. Like, Chance just doesn't have the numbers working his way because of the economy earlier. He just didn't have it. Meanwhile, he does have a couple of reinforcements coming in, but ooh, he loses all of his sentries in the process.
Yeah, and there's a pretty pog kind of concave there that Gerald has, and now I'll say that Chance is behind. I'll be a man, admit it. You've got me there.
What changed?
But I think, well, it was always behind. I was trying to fake it till I could make it. All right, you caught me out. You're meant to be supporting me, but no, you bring me down.
Nah, you know what? You fooled me, man.
Oh, well, that makes one of us. I didn't fool myself. And here we see Gerald. That third base it's almost fully saturated already, and your forge, extra gateways. He's got all the tech coming down. I think he's in a marvelous position heading into this later stages of this game. Like,
oh god, yeah, I feel like he does as well. I'm a little bit scared for Chance. His immortal's exposed. No, he gets blinked upon, and just like that, he gets 2-shot.
the immortal, more like the dead in 2-shot turtle. As we see, these stalkers will push back these other stalkers from Gerald, but you know, when you're behind, you need every chance you can take, and actually losing that immortal is quite huge, as I think Gerald, I'm not sure if Chance knows there's even a reinforcement pointing up here, like.
Oh my god, I mean, now he does as he pushes up this ramp, but as all this was happening, 2 adepts were in the mineral line of the natural base, 7 more workers went down. It looks like Chance may just barely have enough to force all of this back, but in the process, he just lost so much. And I'm just happy that, you know, I'm not the only one that calls it the 2-shot order.
The 2-shot order. Take note, Tastosis.
Oh god.
We got some sick chemistry together, you and me, like. But Chance does have a third base. He's got 4 probes working compared to to 16, 17 of Gerald. So not great. And these Stalkers actually going to come in and not going to get any probes actually, thanks to the overcharge.
Oh yeah,
But
sick
it's not
overcharge.
bad.
Sick overcharge there by chance. Oh, as we do have a recall, so Geralt can keep everything that he can alive. But I just worry because, mate, +1's about to finish up. More importantly, War Prism is about to finish up for Geralt. That will signify that, mate, he can now push out and reinforce across the map at will.
Yeah, and kind of take a look at Gerald's infrastructure in his main here. It's kind of, well, both players have done it, but Gerald has kind of made a bit of a wall to stop those Zealots and actually they warp into the main. Actually, never mind, like, we're going to attack at the third base. I'm just buying time, but I think this is just going to get cleaned up, actually. So, not being excited.
Oh god, yeah, Chance, he's pushing in with everything that he has, but no, he loses his own Archons, and now he only has Stalkers remaining. He's gonna try desperately to warp in across the map here, but he only gets in 3 Stalkers, and he's gonna lose everything. GG gets called, and Geralt will close it out. What's that, game 1?
Yeah, GG. That is game 1. I'm so bad at casting this matchup, man. Doesn't help. There's so many PvPs. I was like, oh, look at the infrastructure. You know, they're wall in the main in case of Zealots. Oh no. War Prisms can just, like, fly over them. But heading to game number 2 here, like, this time on Central, I believe.
Yes, this should be on Central. So in game 1, Chance had the ping advantage, and it didn't really help him out. And now he's gonna have the ping disadvantage, mate. Oh god.
When you're from our part of the world, like, every game is a ping disadvantage. So Chance should be used to it. Switch players. But really, yeah, Chance is kind of playing in Korea. You know, they have like 0 ping. It's actually insane if they live in Seoul. So I'd say definitely I'd give the advantage to Gerald here, playing cross server.
Yeah.
And he's more experienced, I'd say.
That's like a weird thing that I don't think a lot of viewers really realize how big of a deal it is. But if players aren't used to playing with ping, it can really affect them in a pretty big way. Like, I know that, like, as Australians, we're like, mate, why are you complaining? Why are you crying? We play with 250 ping all the time. But which is true, by the way. But like, there are some players out there that like don't stray away from their own server, and they can't handle like 50 ping, you know.
Yeah, and actually something I'm sure if you look at the upsets in a lot of series between Koreans and foreigners from EU especially, you'll notice that there's been quite a few of the kind of cross-world, cross-server games. Due to COVID, due to not being LANs, you'd see more upsets than you would have seen in a world with LANs for sure. But I digress. Getting into the game, like, here we go, spawning in the bottom right, playing all the way from the European Union. It's the Polish Protoss Gerald.
And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Curious Minds LE, we have the South Korean Protoss player representing himself and his nation of Korea. It is Chance. Do you see what I see?
I see a low ground wall.
Yeah, let's go. Chance taking that chance, going for that low ground wall, kind of telegraphing in a way that he is thinking about taking that expansion maybe a little bit sooner than his opponent. Maybe.
But it could also be a fake.
True.
You never know. PvP, very volatile matchup, but Geralt just blocking just in case and actually looking at the mineral count. Oh, there you go. Upon, I guess, seeing no second gateway, Zealot does finish up to take out this pylon, and it looks like Chance does indeed want to go for that fast natural, but just dropping a Stargate when the probe's still in the main, that's pretty ballsy from Chance, but it's going to pay off.
Oh, yeah, I mean, we'll see if it... I was about to say, we'll see if it does, because the probe is going to double back, go back into the main base, and it looks like, wow, Geralt confirms the Stargate.
He does indeed, Light. And meanwhile, he's going 2 Stalkers back at home, and normally when you want to be safe, Stalker Sentry is a pretty good bet, but against Stargate, 2 Stalkers is a reasonable opener for Gerald, so
Yeah,
I'm liking his position already.
it's not as good as triple sentry, but it's pretty good. Oh god,
And maybe you can hallucinate some sentries.
yeah, like something that I'm really curious about is how Chance transitions from here, because I know there was a lot of talks going on amongst the Protoss players about 1 gate expands, and whether or not it will be safe enough to do so, because if your opponent is ultra aggressive with Stalkers, I mean, typically the Protoss player, Chance in this case, would be forced to pump out Void Rays, but Void Rays now take longer, they're more expensive, like, it can be difficult to defend when taking up that way, if your opponent's aggressive.
Yeah, this is where you kind of see the risk of what Chance has done. Not really. This is the reason you don't really see 1 gate expansions as common anymore, is because that Zealot just kind of got melted by these 2 Stalkers, and it's not a huge difference, just 1 Stalker to 2 Stalkers, but that really in the early game changes the tide quite a bit. Here we see Chance coming into the natural shield battery in position, however, sorry, Chance coming into the main base, and the shield battery is going to get deflected quite reasonably.
Yeah, exactly. Like, if you recall earlier, Gerald, he scouted the opener, so he was ready for that Oracle, and meanwhile, Chance forced the pump out of Void Ray to be safe. But again, a much more bigger commitment here for Chance in this new patch, as the Void Ray was affected, and now we're actually seeing a little bit of that here. Like, we may not have ZVP, but there are still other matchups that are influenced by the patch.
That is indeed, and actually, Chance did keep this Oracle alive and taking no damage as well. So this Oracle, even though it didn't get the most worker kills because it's still alive, it offers multiple roles. Scouting being a big one, that energy is going to build up. So it's a unit where normally, unlike a Dark Templar, for example, where it loses kind of effectiveness as time kind of goes on, the energy it gains allows it to be even more effective. It can use Revelation, it can be annoying for Stalkers in the main, and those Stalkers in the main that Geralt has means it's not Stalkers on the map for Chance, so he can relax a little bit more. So, but nothing major, as we look at the worker count, quite similar actually, and a Robo coming down for Geralt Light. So how are we feeling, even though there's a Robo already done for Chance, how do you think the dynamic of these air units are going to affect this Robo Stalker versus Robo Stalker situation?
Yeah, I don't know how much it will affect it, because I think something else that's really important to note is that Geralt's only invested in that 1 Void Ray. He actually switched after that 1 Void Ray into a 2nd Oracle, so he's going to be meeting up with the other. So he's not going to be relying too much on them for defense. But I kind of like this, because this is also really unexpected, right? You don't really expect a later 2nd Oracle to really show up out of nowhere, and this could actually deal some damage in the main of Geralt.
Yeah, that's right. And we saw actually Chance even hallucinated an Oracle there, just to give the illusion that he is being quite active with that Oracle for a bit of free scouting, if you will. But Gerald now, I'm not sure if he thinks he got the Oracle, but he's going to actually go for the 2 Adept. He's going to take a 3rd base as Chance goes for a 2 Adept Warp in it, and these Oracles should dip into the main as well.
Oh yeah, exactly. Here we go. The Adepts at the moment are going to be caught out, so Geralt will be able to clean them up. I'm sure he feels happy about that, but at the same time, in come those 2 Oracles. Immediately, Geralt does pull away his Mineral Line, but does still lose 3 probes.
Yeah, but very kind of low risk by Chance. He's not sure if his opponent has Blink or not, as we see Geralt does indeed have Blink, so smart movements there. And actually recalling these 2 Oracles as well. So Chance, he's got a very high-tech, very powerful army, but there's a lot of Stalkers, like...
Oh yeah. There's a lot of Stalkers, and just like that, they one-shot one of the Stalkers of Chance. But as you were saying, because of the Immortals and Void Rays, like, there's just such a massive core to this army. Geralt is having a hard time pushing in, but at the same time, more Adepts get into the natural.
That's right, these Adepts going to take 7 probes being taken out, actually. Wow, that's pretty wild. But I think that as this goes on, with the 3rd Immortal now, I'm not sure if these Stalkers, yeah, they're just going to... Oh! Picking a volley on the Void Ray, but we can get pushed back. And Chance, but feeling kind of comfortable, really, I'd say, in this game. I'm actually feeling quite comfortable indeed moving out like this. This is a little bit risky, but His oracles are gearing up. Maybe he wants to force a reaction third by Gerald and send the oracles in the main again. Chance is playing very well, actually.
Yeah. He's doing a great job at attempting to pull apart the attention of Gerald. What's important though is that Gerald, he's not negligent of that. He does have 3 stalkers in his main base, so he's ready for those oracles to counterattack at any moment, even if he doesn't see them. But I do worry for Gerald just because we were pointing out how reliant he is on pure stalker and how Chance has been just working on these immortals.
Ooh. Yeah, and here we have the oracles coming in and a couple stalkers in position, however. Gerald's going to deal with this reasonably, but meanwhile, Chance has got a lot of force fields now, and this third base could be under a bit of jeopardy from Gerald.
Yeah, exactly. So many sentries are available here for Chance. The force fields are thrown down, really blocking up all these cells from really engaging with the army.
Yeah, and this is actually wonderful. Normally you see, force fields are used to kind of block off army units to prevent them from getting into position, but Chance, realizing his opponent has blocked, just uses it to kind of, make the concave that Gerald has a bit more awkward, and actually he's going to back off. I'd say a smart choice considering the unit compositions, maybe seeing a lot more gateway from Gerald, and actually there's a lot of stuff going everywhere for Chance. He's got this... does get the warp prism, and Gerald actually does stop at the third base. What are they called? The
Stasis.
the ability?
Traps.
The stasis. Yeah. Pulling away from the stasis. So we're
Yeah.
giving a lot of praise to Chance, but Gerald's playing phenomenally as well.
And I'm really worried for Chance right now because now that the War Prism is dead, so Chance doesn't have to... Sorry, Gerald doesn't have to worry about any kind of counterattack. The energy on these sentries has been getting a little bit lower because so many force fields were used in the previous fight. So there's a window where maybe Gerald can try and hit before there's too much energy, before there's too many force fields available. But it's always kind of hard to say just because of that immortal count. But oh my god, the Void Ray gets picked up!
Yeah, and that actually is a stasis trap for Chance can take it expiring just as these stalkers come in, and Chance has to be very careful here because there's a lot of zealots that Gerald has on the map. He's going to move out too, seeing the forward these stalkers are getting, and I think Chance is a bit overextending here.
Mate, Gerald was so patient with these zealots. I thought he was going to try and get us around on the army, but no, he was waiting for a run by. It looks like the shield battery is going to go down. At least the shield battery is buying time, but yo, the disruptor comes out. How good is the Nova going to be? Kills his own pilot, actually. Oh god. Not like this.
It's just not good enough, and this is where it's a bit awkward. Even though Chance is such a high-tech, hard-hitting army, Gerald's just got a sick concave. He's got Archons taking immortal shots. He's got Stalkers being shot at by Gerald's own Stalks, and this Disruptor, as we know, did not do anything to damage a pylon. And this game is looking very difficult now for Chance.
Yeah, exactly. Gerald just swarms all over Chance, even though Chance had the Void Rays, had the Immortals, had the Sentries, mate. Apparently you just need pure gateway units, and that's all you... and a decent economy to be fair behind it. And now Gerald, he backs off, but he dealt so much damage.
Yeah, that's right. We had 21 probes going down, and a couple of mortals and a disruptor are still alive. But at this point, when Gerald is just churning out on 61 workers, mass gateway, stalkers with blink and zealots with charge. We've seen it before. Actually catching that disruptor as well, and Chance is just getting caught out in the open light, and that is not where you want to be caught at.
Zealots are so good. Jesus Christ. Every single immortal gets picked off. The splits are pretty good as well. The Nova only gets a single zealot. GG, well played, gets called. And Gerald takes the series 2-0.
Yeah, fantastic play from our Polish Protoss player. Gerald showing just why he does so well in EPT Europe. And Chance, unfortunately, he had a great series against Starduck, but Gerald is he's just too strong, man, and he takes the series.
Oh yeah.
Oof.
Far too strong in the end. Well played, Gerald. Well played. It's great to have him back. We've been missing Gerald, for the past maybe 2 weeks. He hasn't really been here, but it's great to see him return to Sparkling Tuna Cup and return strong. Gerald, the Madman, hasn't dropped a single map so far.